around Barbie doll houses.
Thank you. All right. Now, speaking of morons, Trump plans to turn himself in Thursday, Mom. Thursday.
Until it happens.
At Fulton Jail, sources say. Okay. Former President Donald Trump plans to turn himself in and be processed at Fulton County Jail on Thursday. Two sources familiar with the plan told CNN following his agreement earlier Monday, today, Ma, he's going to be on a $200,000 bond. Now, let me explain what that means to y'all. I sat and I looked and I watched the paperwork on this $200,000 bond, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to break it. He can't talk about the case. He can't like stuff on media if somebody talks about the case. He can't do anything to make people feel like they are his mega people are coming after them. He can't talk about the prosecutor or the people that's witnesses or anybody. He can't say anything. He cannot open his orange mouth and put his mouth on anything. How many of y'all believe he is not going to be able to do that?
The only way they can do that, the only way that he can do that is if they take all of his devices from him.
No, the only way that
he can't get nowhere to do it.
The only way that he can do that is not talk about the case.
No, I'm saying.
Why don't you talk about this? What you running on? What you gonna do for the country?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't get up and talk about Fannie and how she dated the criminal, and don't talk about Mike Pence being weak and that he should have did what you told him to do. Don't talk about how the judge is a Democrat and wants to come after you, and the Department of Justice is putting this out to get you, and they after you. He can't do it, y'all. He's a moron. But he agreed to it, and they got him on a $200,000 bond, which means that if he breaks this, he has to go to jail. How many of y'all know not only is he going to break it, he's not going to go to jail. He's not.
Why can't they just do it?
He's gonna not only is he gonna break that, they're not gonna arrest him and put him in jail.
What is the okay? We want to finally see justice, even in the process that it is. Are they afraid of his mega people?
They're number one, they're afraid.
That's the only thing I can think of.
They're not gonna put him in jail because they know that if they put him in jail, that the cuckoos and the KKs and the cuckoo guys will be all around the jail trying to break him out. Like one of those old time westerns where they tie something to the bars, a horse, and they'll bring horses down there. Thinking that they're gonna tie strings or something to the horse.
They would have to have military keep watching this man like
it's not worth it. So then what they can do is they can put him under house arrest.
Yeah.
Which means that he has to stay in Mar-a-Lago. He's not going to do that. What you going to do if he go out in his underwear and get his paper?
Okay, we keep saying, and there's the sad thing about it. We keep saying what he's not going to do, what he's not going to do. We need to see our justice system step up.
Let's see.
What he's not going to do, what he's not going to do. That's true. He probably won't. So what's plan B? It says let him all willy-nilly.
Unlike some of his co-defendants, the former president is explicitly barred in the order from using social media to target his 18 co-defendants in the case, as well as any witness and the 30 unindicted co-conspirators. He's not going to do it. I already know he's going to break that bond. He's not going to keep it. He's going to go on the weirdo show, Tucker Carlson, Wednesday. And while they're having a debate on one channel, Fox is, the Republicans, he's going to at the same time go on Tucker Carlson because he wants to pull the people from watching that to watch him on Tucker Carlson. And how much you want to bet? He just did the bond today for $200,000. He's going to say something on Wednesday that's going to make them want to lock him up when he turns himself in Thursday. And he may want to because then he's a martyr. He looks like a martyr then. Oh my God, they locked me up. See, I can't even have freedom of speech. So that's what it's going to be.
So here's my question to you. What will come of this?
Nothing.
At the very end.
He's going to
seriously, what's going to come of this? Because after a while, you kind of sit. here's before you answer that. I went. I was for some reason in my a few days ago or a day ago, I was saying, God, because I was praying.
Mm-hmm.
I said, God, what is coming of this? What is this? What is this all about, God? What are you trying to say and allowing all of this to happen? What has to happen? What do the Christians need to do? Because I know they're behind in doing their prayers and whatever they need to do, because this is not funny. I sat in my chair and I said, this is not funny.
When does it become
it become not funny, God?
This is our democracy.
Where our democracy really takes this man.
He gonna turn us into another country where people overrun the country.
That's not funny. You're sitting there going, would y'all be not afraid of his mega followers and use military like you need to go to his house and say, get these cuffs on. You're coming with us, Trump. We're tired of your BS.
Because this has never happened.
Come on.
Because this has never happened in the history of our world. What does the Secret Service do?
I don't even know anymore.
Do they go against them trying to arrest him? Were they supposed to uphold the Constitution? Speaking of which, that's the next story. He has blatantly said to go against the Constitution out of his mouth.
So he's not even.
So there's legal experts who say he's not even supposed to be running for president of the United States.
No.
You are supposed to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
You're already a dictator in your head.
You can be a citizen and not agree with the Constitution. Mm-hmm. It says that. But you cannot be run for an elected office.
Commander in chief.
Any elected office.
Yes.
I don't care if you want to be dog catcher in your city. Mm-hmm. You cannot run for an elected office where people use the Constitution to vote for you, and you don't agree with the Constitution. So they saying that might be the next case against him.
I said, Lord, I'm just like praying. I don't even know anymore. This is one of those things where you have to, if you are a person that believes in prayer and the power of prayer, you got to pray.
It says they will argue the 14th Amendment, which disqualifies the former president from returning to the Oval Office. The people wrote in the 14th Amendment, we're not fools. They realize that if those people who tried to overturn the country, who tried to get rid of peaceful transition of power, are again put in power, that they would end the nation and end our democracy. So that's why they put that in there. They don't want anybody in office if you try the first time to overrun the country, and then they get you out, and then we're gonna vote you in again, even though people are stupid and will do it, because they're the ones. I told you, it's always fun when you're the one that's in control. See, it's always fun and dandy, mega people and Republicans and people who are Christian who support Trump, when you're the one that's in control. But let's skip forward to 50 years when Christianity, you running and hiding in your basement to serve Christ. And they say, I don't care that this man is president and that you guys voted for him. We don't want him to be president, and we're going to overturn that. We're going to overrun it. We're going to have all our people storm the Capitol and storm the White House and get them out of there like they did the president of Haiti. You are threatening our democracy when you support people who climb over the walls of the Capitol and kick the doors in and the windows because they don't agree with how something went. That's why we have court. He went to court. That's what Chris Christie said. Mm-hmm. I was with you, he said, until you went to court. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, that was fake. It probably is fake. Go to court, show them that they fake. These machines is fake, that they was putting out extra votes in. Go to the high court. And he did. A conservative court of judges that he put in place. And they said nothing was wrong with the election. It's over. So for him to keep going, that's why the Department of Justice is coming after him, because he's threatening our very democracy. Yeah, I agree that a lot of other people do it too. But the difference is he's a moron. He does it just blatantly. Do I think Hillary Clinton is clean? No.
What is needed, Lord?
Do I think Biden is clean? No.
So
but they're not morons.
We're tired. The people in this
He's
country.
openly
but
saying,
you know what?
I'm not listening to you.
A lot of things has even changed from what we're hearing, because you don't know what's in the news is all true. And then there's polls that are being taken. How true are those polls? We don't know now what numbers are.
And you can make a poll read anything you want.
Exactly. Like the lady who tried to take, the man who tried to take Biden's life, and
yes.
the lady who recently we talked about. There's a lot of them out there in that percentage.
Yeah.
But there also are a lot that are turning away, saying, I don't mind him being in office because of his policies.
Right.
But it's too much drama with him. Too much.
And
he's scaring people.
And remember, I went back and forth between him and DeSantis. And then somebody said, I'm voting not even for Biden, even though they may vote for Biden. They said, at this point, I have to vote not who I think is best for the country, but I'm voting against who I think could destroy the country.
Yeah.
Between Biden and comb over, I have to vote for Biden. Because comb over's worse to threaten our democracy. I believe Biden is not innocent either, and he's done a lot of stuff. Really think, but between the two of them,
I really think too, when McCain's wife, she actually was open with not voting for the Republican side, because she's Republican
because of that reason.
And before he passed away, Colin Powell,
because of that reason,
for Obama. I really feel that, kind of like what you're saying, we have checks and balances in our government. So even though you vote for a president in another party, there's people around him still that can pull your policies and what you think ahead. So it's not like you're selling out as a Republican voting for a Democrat. You got a strong house. You got a strong Senate, and you got a strong Supreme Court.
Exactly.
So think of it that way.
You still get what you want.
Because Obama can be in place and Biden can be in place, and they still get veto.
And they can tie him up.
Veto. But you still want someone
who's not a nut job,
who's waking up and going by the law.
Exactly.
My God, you voting party.
Exactly.
Sometimes you vote party. That party, that person will take not only the party, but everything down.
They'll take it down with them. And
I
still don't understand why they hanging their hat. It has to be. This is the same. We're doing the same thing as what happened with Pharaoh and Moses. I feel like we're doing the same thing.
What do you mean?
I feel like when God told Moses to come there, and he said, Moses came to Pharaoh and said, let my people go, or these plagues will happen. I think after the first plague, the second, whatever, people was like, what's going on here?
Would you let them
go? Why are you not? Why are
you not letting
them go? And the Bible
go?
says God hardened Pharaoh's heart. So I really believe there's something going on here spiritually, and it may not be from God. It could be from the other side.
That's true.
That is making people not think logically. You can still be conservative and vote for the things you want without hanging your hat on Orange Nixon.
Yeah.
Because it has to be something in the air that is making people not see it that way. It has to be the same with Pharaoh, because everybody and their mom was standing around going, are we not seeing the same thing? Can you please let his people go?
But he hardened his heart for a reason.
So I don't know.
He maybe wanted him to see that I'm God. I'm in control, no matter what your heart.
That's the only thing I can think is God is allowing this, like you said. It's punching holes all in the system, so we can see where all that. We never thought a felon could run for president. Whoever thought? We never thought that somebody who dogged out the Constitution and was over an insurrection could run for president.
An entertainer.
I never thought that a guy who was an entertainer. See, you seeing all these people, like I said, Kai and them, who have millions of followers. We never thought. What if that guy ran for president and all his 20, 30 million people voted for him?
And people don't understand the democracy that we have, because years ago, I know we can say good and bad about our country, slavery. We can go to Jesus come back about that. But one of the main reasons why the people fled the whole British colony is for being under the rule of the king and the queen and all of that. They wanted an area. They wanted to be in a country where it's freedom.
Right.
We have the freedom to choose. We ain't told by the king or the queen what to do.
Right.
And I do like the foundation of our country. And people don't realize y'all messing with that. Y'all shaking with that. So it needs to be cleaned up, but it's in place. So we won't have no Hitlers taking over or other stuff going on like in Haiti, where you kill the king or the president.
I think that's God. I think that's what's going on. Oh, so I think that something is going on there.
I'm so tired of Trump.
Kiki says, Catellia says Trump will have no practice silence. Kiki says he can't help it. He's gonna run. Or he'll have someone else speak for him.
Right, he gets saved.
They even said on there
that God touches his heart that he gets saved.
They even said on there, Kiki, that if somebody else speaks for him, that's fine. But if he likes it or any way that people think he's tied to it, that's in that bond too. Then he goes to jail.
Pray the spirit of adoption over that man. Seriously.
Yeah.
God,
he's not going to jail.
Because he came to save him too.
Yep.
He loves him. I'm like, God, I thank you for your love, because sometimes we don't understand it. I know you love him. God, save that man. Touch his heart. I want something a divine intervention, a miracle to happen where he wake up and go, you know what? A Kanye moment. I see Jesus. You do, Trump? What's going on, man? You crazy? Because Kanye had a Jesus moment where he got closer to God and Christ and made his little Christian songs and stuff, and I believe the Holy Spirit can minister to anyone, even a hard heart like Trump. So pray he gets saved or something.
All right, next story. Lord.